Hello, online world. This is Off the Record with Mix Bustos, and for today's episode of OTR Talks, we are joined by, of course, he is one of the kumbaga, infamous sports or basketball personalities that played in the Vismint Cup. Eventually, he got suspended, and eventually he got reinstated and got to finish off their season. It was the height of the issue, but then right now he is talking to us now and off the record on how he is currently coping and how he's currently moving forward with his career. Introducing to you guys, Rendell Senining. What's up, Rendell?
Yeah, hello, Vince. Hello, bro. What's up?
Thank you, Rendell. I just want to give a disclaimer to the viewers of Off the Record right here watching. I told this to Rendell earlier, and I admit, tao lang, I admit during that height of the issue, when I saw those videos, I also had my own emotions. I also had my own thoughts, and I told this to Rendell right before we started this, and. Just like to give a huge shout out to Jess Constantino, a common friend of ours. And yeah, after his interview, after Rendell's interview with Mikey Reyes, brother, shout out, na, naliwanagan yung naging sitwasyon ni Rendell. And, sometimes we're quick to judge. Sometimes, at the height of our emotions, we are quick to say whatever we want. But then right now, during that interview with Mikey, he knew what happened, everything that was said, and Rendell joining us now, of course, after medyo kahit pa paano nagsettle na yung dust. And he's ready right now to talk to us on how he's coping and how he's moving forward with his career. Rendell, brother, kamusta ka naman?
Medyo okay naman po. I'm still
Mhm.
there, but, always keep on fighting every day.
All
Laban
right,
lang.
so once again, guys, this is OTR Talks, and please do subscribe. Mix Bustos on YouTube, youtube.com/MixBustos, and please do give a follow on Facebook and Instagram. All right, so Rendell Senining right here. Currently, as of this interview, tapos lang season. You're just working out. You're doing your work. But maybe I just want to ask some more on. Sabi ko nga, the dust has kind of settled. What were the thoughts and emotions, of course, during the height of that issue for you?
Actually, it was a lot. There was a lot of emotions. Like, thoughts weren't clear. I didn't know what to do, but I just basically wanted to, like, like avoid everyone. Like, parang I don't want to talk to anyone. Like, I was so hard on myself. Like, I was in the state of parang na-traumatized ako. Because I know for a fact that I wasn't that kind of person. And, like, parang inisip ko lang na, why did this happen to me? And like, I, it was, it was a very, parang, very traumatic experience para sa akin. And it will haunt me for the rest of my life. But, the one thing siguro yung inisip ko na siguro God wouldn't give me something, or God wouldn't like like do that to me if alam niya hindi ko kaya. So I know it was something na He just made me a tool para lang to do something for a higher purpose. So I just had faith kay God. I was prayed with the help of my family and my loved ones, sa mga people nag-support sa akin. So that made it more bearable sa process.
Mhm. All right, so just a disclaimer for everyone. We're not here to talk about any game fixing issue. We're not here to talk about the league or any team. This is solely about Rendell's, experience and Rendell's, personal story on how, of course, social media was really, a buzz and it was loud. And how does a person cope and how does a person bounce back from that? From that end, from a receiving end. And yun lang po yung magiging usapan namin today with Rendell. Rendell, for the ones who missed out on articles or maybe missed out on the news, you were given a ban for the tournament and then eventually you were reinstated. What was that process like? How did you get the call? Paano sinabi na, sige Rendell, pwede ka na ulit maglaro?
Actually, Kuya, suspended for the whole tournament lang.
My
Pero,
bad.
sorry, it's okay. Ano lang, Kuya, they really investigated it. Like, grabbing investigation nila. And, one thing they would like yung nakita lang nila is just because yung free throw ko lang talaga, yun lang talaga yung ano. There was nothing like related to game fixing or whatsoever with not just only me but also my team. Wala talaga kami. And the process was na parang they really looked into it. And hindi naman lang basta-basta yung mga decisions nila na nagbigay sila agad. I know it was they were quick to decide sa decision pero they were really like 24 hours looking into it, walang tulog. So kaya the process of parang na-reinstated ako is parang dyan ko nakita yung tournament that it had a sense of family because they know for a fact the people who were like who brought that league yung sa Vismin Cup was there during when it happened, and they know for a fact that yung ginawa ko, like although I admit yung ginawa ko talaga is really a bad side to see kasi mali talaga yun eh, because two wrongs doesn't make a right. And at that time parang na ano yung emotion ko, so I kind of did that, and I want to apologize again for that. Pero they know for a fact that I wasn't related to any mga illegal stuffs na ganyan. Kaya nag-usap kami, nag-meeting kami with Sir Rocky na yung mangyayari, like he wants to give me a chance na para ma-redeem himself. Kasi pag, the longer na hindi ako makaget back ng court, parang nawawala ako. Parang, like, every day was a torture to me. Parang tinotorture ako deep inside. There was a lot of voices in my head. Parang, parang, I don't know, like, very bad. So, parang, when we had a meeting with Sir Rocky, like, he knows what I'm been going through. And, like, the league really wanted to give me a chance because they know me as a person. Not like they see me play, but like a lot of people know me as a person, and they know for a fact that I'm not that kind of person. So nag-meeting kami na na they would try to lift my suspension. Na dyan ko na feel talaga na there was a sense of family sa dito na league. That they really have not one player's back but every player na naglaro sa sa league na yun. Kasi they actually yung league niyon is just mainly for the players and people na walang trabaho, especially sa pandemic. I mean, some of the committee nga, I don't know, some of their budget came out from their own pockets. So, it was something na nakita ko na they had my back. And I'm really thankful for what they did. And they took the bullet for me. So, kaya nga once they lifted up my suspension, di ko naman sinayang. And I really wanted to pay the kindness they showed to me.
What were your first thoughts, Rendell, going back to the court?
Iba, there was a lot. I tried to focus, I tried to, for the, because before the games, I usually pray the rosary. I pray ako ng rosary because it calms me down. I always pray. So, parang after that, usually gagaan yung feeling ko. Pero parang, just because of the height of what happened to me, parang hindi ko pa rin mapigilan kung ano yung iniisip ng ibang tao. Like parang when I'm in the court, what people are what are people thinking about me, what the other players might think about me. Parang dami talagang factor, like mga voices na were in my head. Pero getting back in the court once na like ng first game na ko sa Talisay, parang I wasn't really focused. Parang I started to entertain things na hindi naman kailangan entertain. Kaya parang nung naglaro ako ng game against Talisay, I was too, like, I wanted to prove agad ba. Parang gusto ko ipakita sa tao na I'm a good player, like I play the game, right? Parang I would die for this game. Parang yun yung gusto ko pakita agad eh. Pero sometimes when you think things like that, it gives pressure into your mind. So I could say parang na-pressure ako dun sa part na yun na magpakita agad, kaya parang I didn't play the game that I usually play.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yun.
How would you assess your season after getting back, and how would you assess your season personally
Like me as a player, like ako
as a
individual.
player? Yeah, individually. Yeah.
Like I say that I could have done more. Now coming into this tournament, I already had injuries. Actually, na-injury ko na yung left knee ko, na hyperextend, and yung groin ko na strain, and yung Achilles ko din na ano, I don't know the term for yung sinabi ng PT sa amin, but there was a joint na parang na disaligned or something like that. So I wasn't healthy coming into the league, and you know, like parang I still played. You know, I tried to give my best. So, yun ang assess ko lang is like, I could have done more. I could have showed more, you know, but yun lang naman binigay ni God sa akin eh. Like, God doesn't give you more than enough. God doesn't give you yung mga kulang, but He just gives you the right stuff. So, for me siguro, yung I could assess sa akin is na I could have played more. I could have played the game talaga na ano like like parang there's a lot of people na you know parang wala pa nakita sa tunay na laro ko. So I could have done more and could have helped the team in a much bigger way.
Well, again, the focal point of this conversation with Rendell is, of course, social media. Diba? It can really crucify you. It can really, you know, haunt you in so many ways. And we're getting the perspective of Rendell, who has gone through that and how he is dealing with that, how he's handled that, and how he's coping. We want to get it straight up from Rendell. Of course, can you tell us the effect from your perspective of that social media backlash?
Grabe, it was like you said, crucifying. Di talaga it's too much for too much. It's too much for one human being. Iberian was something na talaga na very traumatizing, very very hard to deal with. And you know, if you're not strong mentally, if you don't have the right faith, parang gigiven ka talaga. And for me, like, you know, I just want to forget all about it. I don't want to try to remember the feeling that I went through. Pero I'm just thankful to God through my prayers and my family's prayers. Na, ano, kasi parang actually di pa nga ako nakabukas ng social media ko eh. But I already know there were a lot of people, like a lot though, na you know, they were trying to crucify me. But the like yun nga sinasabi ni Tito Chino sa akin, si Tito Chino Manolo,
Hmm.
sabi niya sa akin na if there were 100 bashers na who were going at you, dun ka makinig sa isang tao na niniwala sa akin. And that's what struck me. That's what helped me. So there were a lot of people that even yung ratio hindi nga ano mas malaki yung nagbash sa akin, pero one thing that really helped me was like who I like the one the people that really believed in me and who really know me as a person. Doon ako nagfo-focus. Kasi mahirap eh. Like, you know, di naman, like sometimes, you know, as people, you tend to overthink. And it was hard. Pero I, like, I am proud of myself na, na I rose up, you know. Everyone was bringing me down, pero I rose up. And yun, I tried to focus on my energy sa mga people na naniniwala sa akin.
How and where do you get your strength?
Firstly, kay God. I always pray every day. Every day in that bubble, I always pray. I always pray the rosary before games. I hear mass, online mass. I say the rosary before I sleep. And yun yung main strength ko. And kay God talaga sa ginang pag-pray ko. And also from my family. And to the people that really message yung family ko talaga that really had my back. They were messaging me always. They were praying for me. That's where I got my strength, especially sa mga loved ones ko. So, um, and there's a special person ko in life. Tinutulungan niya din ako. Like, she was there constantly talking to me. So those people and especially kay God is what gave me strength and to fight all of those trials.
Currently, are there still struggles and worries? Now that natapos na yung liga, you're moving on.
There's still struggles po kasi, um, still have to be in shape, trying to prove, still, it's an everyday thing eh, trying to prove, since what happened, it's an everyday thing for me na trying to prove everyone what I am as a player, also especially as a person. So that's an everyday thing for me na trying to prove everyone, but also trying to prove myself. Yun lang naman talaga kalaban natin is our own self, our own demons. And the worries, of course, there are a lot of worries because what's next for me, especially what happened, especially sa basketball world, especially sa coaches sa Manila. Yun yung unang worry ko na paano kaya if ever may team pa mag-accept sa akin. I mean, for those coaches that really knew me, they didn't, they already vouched for me. So there's a lot of people pa rin eh, na who doesn't know me, like my coaches, other teams. So yung worries ko if I could still play basketball in a very high level. And yung dream ko lang naman talaga is to play competitive basketball at the highest level naman. Eh. That's been my dream for like since I was a kid. So that dream is like kind of in, parang parang in jeopardy kasi after what happened. So, parang jeopardize siya. So, I didn't think that way. Like, no, as a person kasi, like, if you give me a chance, even if it's a 1% chance, it's still a chance eh. Like, I'm that type of, like, player. I'm type of, ganyan ako na type of klaseng tao. For the people that knew me, na ganyan talaga, I would die for that chance. Dan talaga ako titigil pag wala ng chance. So, um, I could say na there might be worries, there might be struggles, but one thing for sure, if I know there's a chance, I would fight for that chance.
Rendell, if you had to do it all over again, how would you have handled such situations?
I would just continue to play the game, you know. Um, um, like if ever mangyari yun sa akin, I would continue to play the game, respect the game, and don't do unnecessary stuffs na hindi naman kailangan. Kasi to be honest, like just wanna flashback, like I really wanted, we as a team kasi, then ang next game kasi noon namin is Talisay eh. And, we took that game very seriously. Grabe yung game prep namin. Like, sobra grabe. Like, pati yung veterans namin, dapat ayusin natin yung game na to kasi gusto namin magandang laban sa Talisay game. So, frustration is not even what describes what we felt. It's something deeper than that. So, parang, ano lang, parang, tawag dito, parang, we were trying to score. Inisip na namin tambakan sila. We were trying to score na talaga na para lang wala ng issue. But through our own game sets, game plays namin, hindi na sa free throw. Pero every time we do our set plays, our game plans na yung sa play namin kami mag-score, they would put us in a situation na mahirap na hard foul us for no reason, alamang naman kami. So, parang they really wanted us to score through free throws para walang, parang, like pangit kasi pag sa free throws na kami, wala kaming matutunan eh. So, if
Correct.
I ever been into that situation again, I would just, despite of what they did to us, or in the future, pag may ganyan naman at mangyari, bahala na sila. I would still continue to play the game na lang. And like what I said sa interview namin ni Tito Chino, na yung learnings ko is first na try to not let your emotions get the best of you, and secondly is think before react. So
Right.
yun yung madadala ko.
Biggest lessons learned in this
uh,
experience.
Biggest lessons, a lot of wisdoms that came out of it eh. So lessons for me is like, whatever, like sa social media side, whatever people are saying to you, or whatever people, like yung mga sinasabi nila, sometimes it's good na hindi mo sila pakinggan, and you stay true to yourself. Doon mo lang i-focus yung energy mo sa pag-listen sa mga tao na niniwala sa'yo, especially your loved ones and family, mga ganyan. And so sa game, you know, yun nga, try to control our emotions, think before we act, and you know, parang kasi it's really hard to say na control our emotions when grabe yung intensity ng game, di ba? So, siguro na learn ko lang na try to compose yourself. Like, like whatever situation, maybe at basketball or maybe at arguments outside of the court with your family or loved ones, be composed at all times, kasi yeah, you might do things or say things na hindi mo naman na sinadya. So, yun po.
Hmm. Randall, what's the most challenging part now? Currently, as you go on through your journey.
Like, just healing myself mentally, and also a little bit of physically, since I have a lot of injuries, but more on the mental side. There's still a lot of people who are nagda-doubt sa akin. So, challenging part siguro is to try to prove everyone wrong na one day makilala nila kung ano talaga si Rendell Senining.
Hmm. Rendell, I'm curious if you were to, well, of course, it's a unique situation to be at the one that you were in. But it's not only you, di ba? Marami tayong mga nakikita na sa social media, similar yung pinagdaanan. What would you say to that someone if someone approached you? Parang Rendell, ito rin yung pinagdadaanan ko. What would you say to that someone?
Siguro yung masabi ko lang talaga is just pray, because those type of things is not your control na. It's beyond your control. Do what you can control, which is praying, constantly talking to your loved ones. You have to talk to your loved ones talaga. Huwag mong i-isolate yung self mo. Kasi sometimes when you isolate yourself and things like that happens, like things that you think are not clear. So, parang hindi makatulong sa'yo. Continue to pray, continue to have faith, and only listen to the people na who really knows you and who really believes in you. So, whatever
Yeah.
happens at the end of the day, the only thing you got is your family. Kahit maano mangyari sa'yo, magka-problema ka, it's where you run through. So, continue to pray talaga. Prayer really helps. And constantly talking to your loved ones. And, don't mind what people are saying. Doon ka mag-focus sa mga tao na naniwala sa iyo. If you really true to yourself na na wala kang mali, so it's not something you really have to dwell into, because you know for yourself the fact that yung ginawa mo malinis yung konsensya mo. But in the fact na you've really done something wrong, na it's your fault and you really felt guilty about it, don't be hard on yourself. You know, um, lahat naman tayo magkamali eh. So, dapat tayo na you shouldn't be too hard on ourselves, because it's the only way that it will break us. And
Right.
if parang na-break na tayo, it's hard to pick up the broken pieces. So, yeah.
Yeah. Again, another disclaimer for our viewers is, of course, we're getting both sides. Of course, there was backlash because it was basketball, and we saw Rendell, or whatever it was. But this is not to take sides or anything. This is just for Rendell to be able to also be able to voice out what he's going through as a person, as a basketball player, as a human being. And I believe clarity and objectivity is still important. Of course, even we're doing TV, broadcast, podcast, to be able to get that clear and out of the way. And as I say that, Rendell, there may be viewers pa rin that may still have doubts, or there may be viewers pa rin that may still think otherwise of what they heard now. What would be your message to them?
Whatever things you might say to me, whatever it is, I already forgive you. Um, kung ano man yung sinasabi niyo sa akin, I forgive you. Um, it's something na sa akin na to have a forgiving heart because there's already a lot of hate happening going on. I don't want to add more hate. So, pag-pray ko na lang sila na, God might whisper into their minds or ears na they would know the real story and control nila yung emotions nila, or they wouldn't judge the person quickly. So whatever they say to me, it's they're entitled to it. But one thing for sure is na forgive ko na sila.
What's next for you, Rendell? What's next now? What are you preparing for?
Just always being ready every day, or always working out. Always stay in shape, and if my opportunity comes, then I would grab it. I really wanted to play din sa mga liga, especially kung ano mang meron ngayon. Kasi PBL ba, or maybe try to get drafted in the PBA. Maybe not this year, but next year. So those are the my goals for as of now. Just to play like high competitive basketball.
All right. Lastly, Rendell, in one word, what would be that word to describe where you are now?
Hmm, what be the word to best describe it?
Or maybe a phrase.
I'm afraid. So,
Take your time, don't worry.
siguro God's plan. Yun lang
God's
siguro.
plan.
Is everything that happened into my life, whether it be good or bad, it's always through God's plan. It's God's in control of my life. So that's where I am right now. Like um, um, believing in God's plan, and parang like trusting His ways.
Your road to redemption. How important is how do you take in value that now?
Road to redemption. Parang there's a little, di naman talaga totally redemption, but
Okay.
there's a little bit of redemption, but still the road is still there. Still, still have a long way to go. Trying to redeem myself. So still fighting every day, working hard. Road to redemption is a very, very tough road, but I'm willing to take the hits, whatever it is.
Galing. Willing to take the hits. Thank you, Randall, for your time here on Off the Record. Lastly, Randall, to everyone, you can give a shout out, message to everybody who helped you. Go ahead, Randall.
I just want to thank firstly kay God, for everything that happened to me and to my family, sa Senining family, kay brothers ko, sa sister ko, my parents, sa auntie ko, si Auntie Carla Fernandez, who helped me with Uncle Mon, and especially kay Ate Jess Constantino, who really helped me. Kay Dave Yu, kay Coach Anton Altamirano, the Altamirano family, kay Coach Jeff Napa, kay Coach Joey Guanyo, Coach Marcela Brothers. They really have my coach from high school, si Coach Romel Rasmo. There's a lot of people that really helped me, like dealing with it. Sa mga friends ko, there was a lot, so I couldn't name them all, but you know who you are. And sa Bobby ko, was been constantly there for me, like especially yung mga times na na-down ako. Like, thank you for that. So everyone in the basketball community na tumulong sa akin dito sa Cebu. So I want to thank you for that. Everything sa Ponce family, sa Alesna family ko, everyone that was behind it, was always supporting me, was fighting for me. I couldn't name all of you guys, pasensya na, but you know who you are, and I always pinag-pray ko po din kayo, and I'm really thankful for what you guys did to me.
All right. There you have it, right here and Off the Record. Rendell Senining. Good luck to you, Rendell. And thank you so much for taking time for our viewers. Maraming salamat. So this has been Off the Record with Mix Bustos. See you guys the next
Thank you po.
episode. Thank you,
Alright.
Rendell.